Hello students, welcome. And today we are going to begin the detailed study of the chapter number 5 of book Vistas, Should Wizard Hit Mommy? With a question mark. So this is the title. So the title of the chapter is actually a question. There is a wizard and there is a mommy in the chapter, as we have discussed in the previous video. So the biggest question is, should wizard hit mommy? And this is the question you get for 6 marks many a times in your question paper. So I'll be asking you to answer this question in the end of the chapter. Should wizard hit mommy or not? It's written by John Updike. So here is a story about the world view of a little child and the difficult moral question she raises during the story session with her father. And the little child is Joe. Jack is telling stories to Joe, and now Joe has started raising questions. So she has raised this question about the ending of the story. In the evenings and for Saturday naps like today's, Jack told his daughter Joe a story out of his head. This custom means of storytelling, begun when she was 2 years old, was itself now nearly 2 years old. Now this custom is 2 years old. So Joe is 4 years old, and his head felt empty. Daily making stories out of his mind was really tiring, and he was now you can say empty of the idea. So his head was empty. Each new story was a slight variation, light change of a basic tale. And now the basic tale, a question for 2 marks, very important. The basic tale was a small creature, usually named Rosa. Maybe Rosa fish, Rosa squirrel, Rosa chipmunk, Rosa elephant, any other. In every story, this Rosa had some problem and went with it to the wise old owl. The owl told him to go to the wizard, and the wizard performed a magic spell in every story that solved the problem, demanding in payment a number of pennies greater than the number that Rosa creature had. And in every basic story, wizard, after solving the problem of the Rosa animal, demanded for some money, and every time Rosa had short of money. But in the same breath, directing the animal to a place where the extra pennies could be found. In every story, this was the wizard only who guided this Rosa animal to go somewhere, do something, arrange money, and then give him. Then Rosa was so happy, he played many games with other creatures and went home to his mother just in time to hear the train whistle that brought his daddy home from Boston. In every story, the ending was that he played with his friends, came back, and then daddy came by train. Jack described their supper, their dinner, and the story was over. So this was the basic tale. This was the plot. Every time only the characters were changed and the problem was changed. Otherwise it was all similar. Working his way through this scheme was especially fatiguing, tiring on Saturday, because Joe never fell asleep in naps anymore. And knowing this made this right custom seem futile. Futile means waste. Jack knew this, that Joe was not going to sleep. So when he knew that Joe was not going to sleep, telling story was also useless. The little girl, Joe, not so little anymore, the bumps her feet made under the covers were halfway down the bed. So her legs were halfway down the bed in the covers, their big double bed that they let her be in for naps and when she was sick. Otherwise, she was having her own separate bed. Had at last arranged herself, Joe has arranged herself for listening to the story. And from the way her fat face deep in the pillow shone in the sunlight, coming through the drawn shades, curtains. It did not seem fantastic that some magic would happen, and she would take her nap like an infant of 2. So Joe was very active, and Jack was sure that no magic could make her sleep now. Her brother Bobby was 2 and already asleep with his bottle. So here you can see that Jack was having a boy child also who was just 2 years old. Jack asked, Who shall be the story about today? So Jack asked his daughter before beginning it. Okay, tell me, who shall the story be about? किसकी story सुननी है आज? Roser, जो squeezed her eyes shut and smiled to be thinking as she was thinking. Although there was nothing to think about, every day the story was about Roser. But still, you can see how Joe was involved in the story. She squeezed her eyes and she pretended that she was thinking, although she was not thinking, because it was clear the story would be about Roser. But she thought for a little time and then she said, Roser. Her eyes opened, her mother's blue. Her eyes were blue like her mother. So here is the physical similarity between mother and daughter. Skunk, she said firmly, and this time she has given the animal to her father, that is Skunk, and she said it firmly, strongly. A new animal, they must talk about skunks at nursery school. Having a fresh hero momentarily, in a moment, stirred, moved Jack to creative enthusiasm, energy. Before getting the animal, Jack was so bored thinking about the story because his head was empty. But as soon as he got the hero of the story, that was Rosa's skunk, a new animal, he got very enthusiastic. All right, he said, once upon a time, in the deep dark woods, there was a tiny little creature by the name of Rosa Skunk. This was the beginning line of the story. And he smelled very bad. With this beginning, he also announced the problem of the Rosa animal, that was that skunk smelled very bad. Yes, Joe said. Joe knew this, so she said yes. He smelled so bad that none of the other little woodland creatures would play with him. Joe looked at him, Jack, solemnly, seriously. She had not foreseen this. She had not thought this. She was not able to think this. She only knew that yes, he smelled very bad. But as a child of just 4 years old, when she came to know that because of his smell, many of the other woodland creatures did not play with him, this was a new thing for her. Whenever he would go out to play, Jack continued with zest, energy, remembering, this is very important, remembering certain humiliations of his own childhood. Jack continued the story with energy, and this story was somewhere related to him because it was like he was remembering humiliations of his own childhood. He had faced the same situation in his childhood. Rosa Skunk was not having any friends because of his smell. Similarly, this person, Jack, was also not having friends because of some discrimination. Now we have not got any clear idea about this in the chapter, but yes, there is an autobiographical part in the story by Jack. Okay, he also had to face this humiliation that no friends played with him. All of the other little animals would cry, "Oh ho, here comes Rosa's stinky skunk," and they would run away. And Rosa's skunk would stand there all alone. And two little round tears would fall from his eyes. So this was the beginning by Jack, that this Rosa skunk was not having any friends. Whenever he went near the other animals just ran away saying, "Oh, he's so stinky." Everybody ran away from there, and Rosa skunk felt so bad that two tears came along on his cheeks. Means he started crying. And see the involvement of Joe here. The corners of Joe's mouth drooped down, bent down, and her lower lip bent forward as he traced with a forefinger along the side of her nose the course of one of Rosa Skunk's tears. Jack touched the cheeks of Joe like he was touching the cheeks of Rosa Skunk in the story, just for giving it a symbol. And Joe was also full of emotions at this time. Her lower lip was bent, drooped down like the smiley down. So she was also feeling the same. "Won't he see the owl?" she asked in a high and faintly roughened voice. Because she was about to cry, so her voice was roughened. And she knew what is going to be there in the story, because this is the basic tale every time Jack tells her the story. And she knew that in every story, whenever Roger had any problem, he used to go to Owl would send him to Wizard, and everything will be solved. So she was not having any patience to wait that her father would announce that he would go to Owl. She herself said, "Won't he see the owl?" Sitting on the bed beside her, Jack felt the covers tug as her legs switched tensely. So she was switching her legs in tension, and Jack could notice that Joe was in tension. And if you are telling a story to some person, and that person is so much involved in the story, storyteller gets very happy. He was pleased, he was happy with this moment. He was telling her something true, something she must know. Why it was true? Because it had happened with her father, and she should know how her father had lived in his childhood and had no wish to hurry on. Jack was not in a hurry to move on in the story, but Jo, she was in a hurry. She was a child. She just wanted everything to come to a happy ending. She wanted her father to come to the owl quickly and then Wizard. But the father wanted to take his time. But downstairs, a chair scrapped, moved, there was noise, and he realized he must get down to help Claire. Claire is his wife, means Joe's mother. Paint the living room would work. He wanted to go and help his wife. Well, he walked along very sadly and came to a very big tree. Again the story. So you can see there is some part of the story, and then some part comes in the present where Jack is telling the story to Joe. So during reading, you should be clear enough which is the part of the story told by Jack and which is the real part of the story of Should Wizard Eat Mommy. Okay. Well, the skunk walked along. Inverted commas part is there of the story told by Jack, and the text is without inverted commas. Well, he walked along very sadly and came to a very big tree, and in the tip top, highest point of the tree was an enormous means huge, wise old owl. Good, Joe said, because now there was entry of owl in the story. So Joe was very happy. She said, "Good. Mr. Owl," Rosa Skunk said, "all the other little animals run away from me because I smell so bad." "So you do," the owl said. Skunk went near the owl and said, "Oh, I smell bad. That is the reason my friends go away. They do not play with me." And owl said, "Oh, so you do. You do smell very bad. Very, very bad." "What can I do?" Rosa Skunk said, and he cried very hard. The wizard," Joe shouted and sat right up, and a little golden book spilled from the bed. Now Joe was in a hurry. She knew now that the owl would send this Rosa Skunk to the wizard. So she in advance said, the wizard, the wizard. And she jumped heavily that the golden book which was on the bed spilled from there. "Now, Joe, Daddy is telling the story. Do you want to tell Daddy the story?" Jack somewhere got angry. He said, "Do you want to tell me the story? Then don't interfere." Okay, he wanted to have his time and tell this story in his own way because it was related to him. Joe was in a hurry. "No, you, me." She's a 4 years old girl, so she cannot give the whole sentences. She said, "No, you, me," means you just tell me the story. "Then lie down and be sleepy," father ordered her. "Lie down and be sleepy." Her head rested onto the pillow, and she said, "Out of your head. Okay, you tell." Well, the owl thought and thought. At last he said, "Why don't you go see the wizard?" Okay, at last the owl said, "Go and see the wizard. He would solve your problem." "Daddy?" Then interference by Joe again. She said, "Daddy?" Daddy asked, "What?" Then she asked, "Are magic spells real?" This was a new phase, just this last month, a reality phase. This was a different phase in Joe's life. Now Joe, when she has reached this age, now she has started asking questions. Before that, she did not ask these questions. When he told her spiders eat bugs, she turned to her mother and asked, "Do they really?" When her father told her that spiders eat bugs, she was not sure. So she wanted to confirm it, and she confirmed it from her mother. And when her mother cleared, told her God was in the sky and all around them, she turned to her father and insisted with a sly yet eager smile, "Is he really?" When her mother told her that God is everywhere, she was very surprised and she confirmed this from her father. Father said, "Yes, it is. They are real in stories now," father replied. "This is the answer to this question, are magic spells real?" She said, "They are real in stories." Father said, "They are real in stories." Jack answered curtly, briefly, shortly, because he just wanted to come to the story. She had made him miss a beat in the narrative. Somewhere there came a gap in the narrative. The owl said, "Go through the dark woods, under the apple trees, into the swamp, over the creek." So this was the address given by the owl to Skunk to go to Wizard. Then again, Joe asked, "What is a creek?" And her father replied, "A little river. Over the creek, and there will be the wizard's house." And that's the way Rosa Skunk went. And pretty soon he came to a little white house and he rapped on the door. Rap is knocking the door with the help of the palm of your hand. Jack rapped on the windowsill. Okay, just to give to symbolize how the skunk would have rapped on the door of wizard. Jack rapped on the windowsill, and under the covers Joe's tall figure clenched, shrunk in an infantile thrill. There was an indefinite thrill there. Clear thrill it was. It was clear, definite thrill. She was very much thrilled because she knew that now wizard would come and the problem would be solved. And then a tiny little old man came out with a long white beard and a pointed blue head. This is the pointed blue head. And said, "Eh, what's this? What you want? You smell awful." As soon as the wizard came, he said, "Oh, what is this? What do you want? You smell awful." The wizard's voice was one of Jack's own favorite effects. So Jack used to give his own effect to copy the wizard's voice. He did it by scrunching up his face and somehow rolling through his eyes, which felt for the interval roomy. He just widened his eyes up to speak and look like wizard. He felt being an old man suited him because Joe was very interested in this, and he also felt that he did this part very well. "I know it," Rosa Skunk said. "I know it" means when wizard said, "Oh, you smell awful." At this point he said, "I know it. And all the other little animals run away from me." The enormous wise owl said, "You could help me." So he told this to wizard, that Skunk was sent by the owl to wizard. Well, maybe. Come on in. Don't get too close," wizard said. Now inside Joe, father told her, there were all these magic things all jumbled together in a big dusty heap because the wizard did not have any cleaning lady. So his house was not clean. He was just having, you can say, heaps of everything in his house. Why? Joe asked. Why, matlab, why means, why he was not having any cleaning lady? Then father replied, why? Because he was a wizard and a very old man. That is the reason he was not having any cleaning lady. Will he die? Now see how Joe has connected the old age with death, because she has maybe seen this thing or heard this thing in school that the people who get old die soon. So she asked, will he die? Father said, no, wizards don't die. Well, he rummaged means searched around and found an old stick called a magic wand and asked Rosa Skunk what he wanted to smell like. So he was now having his magic stick in his hand, wizard, and he asked the wish of Rosa Skunk that how would you like to smell like. Rosa thought and said, roses. Yes, good, Joe said smugly. Joe said in excitement, she said, yes, good, means this Rosa Skunk had made a very good choice. Now the wizard would do the magic and Rosa Skunk would not be stinky anymore and he would be smelling like roses. Jack fixed her with a trance-like gaze and chanted in the wizard's elderly, irritable voice. He spelled abracadabra hocus poo, Rosa skunk, how do you do? Roses, boses, pull an ear, Rosa skunk, you never fear, bingo. So in this way, wizard chanted his magic spell. So we'll see in the next video, was skunk smell changed or not, and how did it affect his life. Okay, now today's word. This is accept versus accept. The pronunciation is same, spelling is changed, meanings are also changed. This ACCEPT accept means to receive. Give her a little time to accept the idea. This accept EXCEPET means not including. Example is, but he had never seen any pictures except a few small ones. Okay, or I like all the movies of this star except this one, not including this one. So write these two words in the dictionary and have a good day.